What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to take a look at the most valuable, most expensive, phrase it how you will, cards from OP-12. OP-12 is now out over in Japan. It came out at the end of last week. We've had a couple of days, so we need to see what's going on and which cards people are after. And I gotta tell ya, there's some interesting things going on with this particular list, and it's not necessarily exactly what you might expect. Now, we need to start off with numbers 9 and 10 together, because there's basically 5 cards operating the 9 and 10 spot. I'm trying to give you the most accurate information I can find out there, and the reality is there are 5 cards that are all around about 5,000 yen, and that includes the special rares of Yasop, TCG, and Kazan. All 3 of those cards are 5,000 yen, so they all come in this 9 to 10 slot, where we're having to kind of mash 5 cards into 2 slots, because you know what? That's the best we can do right now. That is where we are. By the way, I'm sure at this stage some of you are wondering what 5,000 yen equates to. Well, 5,000 yen comes out at exactly $35. Like, exactly. Today, as I record, exactly $35. It is always worth bearing in mind here that Japanese cards do tend to be a little bit cheaper than English cards. So when we look at this list, if you're thinking about buying Japanese cards, then these are the prices right now as I record. If you're thinking, well, how does that equate to English cards? The list should be in roughly the same order. These should be roughly the cards you're looking at as the best cards, or most valuable cards. When OP-12 drops in English, this should not be what you're thinking in terms of exact prices. You have been warned. Now, essentially what we've got here are just really nice alternate art, and I think these are the best special rares we've had. The TCG is, of course, a reprint from OP-06. This is the one that lets you, it's just a generic Navy Searcher. It's a pretty cool card. We've got ourselves the Kazan, which is the OP-10, the one that sees a bunch of play in Blackbeard decks. And then the Yasop is the OP-9 that sees a bunch of play in your Shanks decks. So there we go. Now you're prepared. You know what we're doing. Lovely. To be fair, these are actually 3 good playable cards. That makes sense. The other 2 that come in at 5,000 yen are the alternate arts of Dracula Mihawk and Perona. Yes, I know they're both green alternate arts. Yes, I know that is kind of a fun coincidence. No, I don't think it's any more than that. These are both pretty good playable cards, and they're alternate arts of cool characters. I adore this Perona. Perona is, of course, one of my favourite One Piece characters. This is a stunning alternate art. One costs 2k, counter plus 1,000. On play, if your leader has the slash attribute, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, find a slash card or a green event, add it to your hand, put the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. Then we've got the alternate art Mihawk that's a blocker, but on play, activate 4 of your Don, but then you cannot play a character with an original cost of 7 or more during this turn. But you have 4 more Don open, it's essentially a 4 cost 8k with blocker. Also, you might notice that they would go quite nicely with one of the leaders in this set that, yes, will be coming up later in this list. So there's the 5 cards that come in at 9 and 10, but then after that, we can do a proper list, and there's a tiny bit of overlap again, but I am putting in at number 8 the special rare of Ace, and seriously, special rares in this set cannot say enough amazing things about them. Now, Ace comes in at 6,000 yen, so you're a little bit above the ones I showed you a second ago, and 6,000 yen, you're talking exactly $42. Like, genuinely $42, 0.00 cents. You have to go to your 5th decimal point to get a free here. This is properly exactly $42 as I record. And there's a few things going on here. Firstly, it's a special rare. We know the pull rates are low. Secondly, we're talking about Ace, who is a very popular character. I'm getting closer and closer to Marineford in my reread of One Piece, and I'm not sure I'm ready. but it's also the starter deck 13 ace that on play, if you've got 2 or less life, you gain rush. It's a good card. It's a very nice card, but I think this is largely due to the fact that it's a lovely ace special rare. Now, at number 7, also at 6,000 yen, we've got Beef Burst. And yes, that does mean if you really want, you can swap these cards around. I'm not, because I've had a look around and I think this is generally a bit higher, but they might end up being swapped around. And this is the Manga event, which we get now in every set. They all look phenomenal. And then, you know, it's as a main, if your leader is multicolored, either return one of your opponent's characters for the cost of 4 or less to their hand, or if you've got 6 or fewer cards in hand, draw 2. So it seems like a pretty good card that could actually come in very handy. Plus, it is a Manga event. Add that all up together, and yeah, that kind of explains it, honestly. There's your explanation. In at number 6, we've got the Zoro leader. Now, I'll be honest with you, this is one of the most surprising bits of the list to me. I've had a good old look. Zoro is the number 1 leader by a bit of a margin. Zoro is sitting there right now at 8,000 yen, which is that's a decent chunk of change. 8,000 yen, you're basically talking $56. Pretty much exactly $56. Don't know why they're all coming in at exact figures now, but okay, I do. It's because 1,000 yen is like dead on $7 right now, so although it is actually changing as I go. But that's your explanation. They're all coming in at nice round numbers because 1,000 yen is $7 right as I'm recording. But the point is, Zoro is the number 1 leader by a pretty wide margin. He's at 8,000 yen, $56. The next highest is Kazan at 3,000, and then Koala at 2,500. Oh, and actually Rayleigh, to be fair, is also 2,500. That is interesting to me. But again, remember the alternate arts of Mihawk and Perona. They were high up there. And there's a second Manga event which fits in with Zoro, which is way higher than the one I just showed you. Essentially, over in Japan right now, the community is saying, we expect Zoro to be busted. That's the explanation for why this card is so high. We're going to have to wait for those results to start trickling in, but right now, Zoro looks amazing. And to be fair, Dawn X3 activate main once per turn. If you've battled a character, then you activate, and then you cannot attack a character of an original cost of 7 or less, but you can still attack the leader, and you can still attack a character with a cost of 8 or more. And then let's not forget, we've also got a very, very, very nice event as well. So, yeah. Oh, I should tell you. The event lets you restand your leader. Luffy is the man who will become King of the Pirates. So not only have you got a leader that restands, but then you've got an event that will also restand your leader. And remember how I told you that Perona will search out a green event? So you can search out the event that restands your leader. Also, fun little side note, Kozuki Hiyori also has a skill that can find a green event. So make no mistake about it, people are saying that Zoro's constant restanding is going to be awesome. In at number 5, another Zoro. It's a special rare of Zoro-Jurou, coming in at 13,000 yen. This is the highest special on the list. This is the highest special rare we've got, $91. Although, honestly, at this point, you all should be just timesing the number of 1,000 yen by 7, and that'll give you your dollar amount. And this is the big special rare in the set. Partly it's because it's Zoro, but also it's the one from Starter Deck 18. On play, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, find a purple Straw Hat Crew and add it to your hand. Yeah. Remember how I keep telling you that the EBO2 Luffy is like the best deck in the EBO2 meta? And is a purple Straw Hat deck? And you know how I keep telling you that in OP-11 the best deck will actually switch, and at that point will become purple and blue Luffy, which is a purple Straw Hat deck. See where I'm going with this? Yeah, purple straw hats are really, properly over the top good. So I think it's probably not a coincidence that a special rare of a card that's really good in purple straw hats ends up so high on this list. In at number 4, we've got the other manga event. This is the green one, the one that fits in with Zoro. And the name is something along the lines of Demonic Spirits, 9-sword style Ashura, sword drawing ghost play, or something along those lines. But it's the green manga event. But also, as a main, rest-free Don, and then you choose 2 of your opponent's characters or Don and rest them, and as a counter, your leader gets 3k for the battle. But the thing to remember is, this is a 1-cost green event. It fits very nicely into that Zoro deck I've been telling you about, and it's a manga event. Here we're up to 18,000 yen, so you're talking $126. Yeah. This is a pretty big deal, frankly. This is a very, very good card. But then in at number 3, we got Manga Bonnie at 50,000 yen. Now, we all kind of knew Bonnie was going to be number 3 here because there's an obvious 1 and 2. We'll get there in a second. This is $350. And here's the thing. When I saw this, my first reaction was, 50,000 yen seems a little low. But then you remember that the manga Luffy from OP-11 is actually 50,000 yen over in Japan. And then the manga Lord from OP-10 was 40,000 yen right now. And then the Rayleigh from OP-8 is 40,000 yen. And actually, manga rares in Japan are just a bit cheaper. Now, the Luffy from OP-09 is still sitting at 100,000 yen. There are exceptions. There are still some big manga rares around. But make no mistake about it, generally speaking, the manga rares are getting a lot cheaper. The Luffy from EBO2, by the way, is sitting at about 80,000 yen right now. So still a fair bit above the recent main sets. But it's still not a big manga rare like some of the ones have been in the past. But I do find this very, very interesting. Manga rares generally getting a little bit cheaper. And basically, Jewelry Bonnie, people are looking at Jewelry Bonnie here and going, we're cool. This is not a huge manga rare that everybody is redonkulously excited about. This is just kind of an ordinary, everyday, run-of-the-mill manga rare at this point. It's not a terrible manga rare by any stretch, but it's not a big manga rare. Very much standard. So, if Bonnie's coming in at 50,000 yen, what are 1 and 2? Blackbeard, the anniversary cards, and that honestly, that should kind of be it. The big one, the gold one here, is 100,000 yen, which obviously comes in at $700. And then the lower of the two is only 80,000 yen, which is $560. Make no mistake about it, in the same way that the Luffy anniversary cards were the big cards above the manga rare in OP-11, so are the anniversary Blackbeard cards here in OP-12. And whatever they are in OP-13, well, that's going to be an anniversary set. Maybe there's going to be a bit of an exception. What you need to know for the time being is that it's a bit of a weirder set. We're a little bit all over the place with our top 10 here. But some of the highlights include Manga Bonnie, not as big a deal as we might have been thinking. The anniversary Blackbeard being absolutely huge. And it's kind of all about Zoro, honestly. And if these prices are anything to go by, over in Japan, Zoro is expected to be a very big leader. But I've told you what you need to know. So now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about this. Tell me which cards you're excited about. Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.